Hi Libra, how are we today? Just doing your reading, your weekly reading, checking in this week. We are just sort of seeing, how do we get through the rest of this week, this month? There's a lot of crazy energy going on up in space at the moment, which is affecting sort of everybody a lot at the moment. A big period of transformation for a lot of people at the moment as well. Transformation through struggle is what I'm seeing a lot of in my personal readings at the moment. And it's not even actually, for some people, it's not even stuff going on. It's just that feeling of emotional struggle and stress and I'm over this kind of energy, which I feel like that might be a little bit of it for you as well, Libra. We do have some stuff going on at the moment in the heavens, so to speak. Make sure you check out that shadow work reading from the other day if you haven't already. Definitely some good focus on the transformation stuff in there for everybody. Pardon me. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with all those sorts of readings as well. This week we are using the Intuitive Oracle cards. I have the Love Angels Oracle and using the Floral Lenormand this week. Okay, so getting sort of straight on into it for you, Libra. Okay, Libra, what does Libra need to know to help get them through this current energy? What's going on for our Libra? What does Libra need to know in regard to getting through the rest of March? Oh, some great energy here for you, Libra. Starting us off with intuitive creativity. Intuition fuels creativity. Follow its guidance. All right. So just trust that, your intuition, if your intuition is telling you to sit down and scribble, to paint, to draw, to cook, to do something that you deem creative, creative arts are not always, the obvious ones like painting and drawing and things like that. There's a lot of things that we actually include in our creative selves, that just inspire that within us, that energy, that creative energy. Anything that involves creating something, so like cooking, that sort of stuff. Anything where we are, taking things and turning them into something different I'm picking that up strongly for a lot of you here, Libra, like going on a bushwalk and then, collecting some items and then just turning them into something else. So I'm seeing somebody like making wind chimes out of, sticks and pine cones and things like that. I'm seeing those sorts of creative things coming through here. For a lot of you, just random things like that, going to the beach and collecting shells and just having a little, basket of shells that you've collected, just because those sorts of things are actually part of a creative pursuit, because, you go to the beach to pick shells, or you're not doing anything creative in your mind. You feel like you're not doing anything creative. You're just going to put them in a little basket for a display or whatever. But, it takes a certain connection to your creativity to, oh, I like that shell. That shell suits what I want here. That particular, you're not just picking up all the shells that you see, or, you're picking up, oh, I like that one. It flares your little creative spark. And even things just like, cooking. A lot of people don't sort of think about cooking as a creative pursuit, but it actually very much is. So it's creation. Okay. Just something to sort of do something a little bit, just something sparking you in that sort of sense, I feel, for a lot of you. And I am getting here too that things like, you don't even have to actively be creative to spark this off. All right. You can read a book. Go and read a book. That is actually a creative pursuit. All right. Because you're putting your imagination to use to imagine the world that you're reading about, or imagine how that, that sentence, your mind creates a connection of how that makes sense to you. So you actually are being very creative, even just reading a book. All right, so and watching movies and things like that. Sometimes it's a little bit more creative, sparking than you realize within your own mind. I would want to put it out there to you that if you want to do something nice and simple, Libra, go and watch a movie, okay? But while you're watching the movie, think about like, oh, they should have done this instead, or if I did that in my real life, it would actually turn out like this. So just thinking about what you would do if you were the character, or what would happen if that was your life, that this was storyline was taking place in. How would it be different to what you're seeing in the movie? Just adding that little extra bit of creativity to something that is already in existence. So you can even basic movies you can add your own little spin to them, of how it would actually correlate to you personally. If I was Cinderella, I wouldn't have worn blue. I wouldn't have wanted glass slippers. I know that I would break them. I would have left them at home to start with and just worn those comfy joggers or something instead. So then we wouldn't have had this whole bit, and then that would have set this off, and so just little random things like that. Cosmic awareness. Well, I didn't even read that yet, but that's exactly why you're sparking your creative energy, because the cosmos speak through your intuition. Stay open to its messages, because you are just it's enabling you to spark your creativity with the way that you're receiving energy as well, and the way that you're connecting to the world as a whole. So it's just you're finding this little spark of creativity at the moment to help you get through, and help you understand why things are the way they are with it. Because I feel like for a lot of you, Libra, it may not even be you that's going through it, but you're seeing others around you go through it, and it's kind of helping you connect to the cosmic awareness of everybody else is interlinked. And if my friend's having a hard time, that kind of means I'm having a hard time too, even if I'm actually not. Because empathy, that's part of a creative spark as well. Very interesting message there for you, but it's actually a very positive message for you, Libra. It's all about your creativity and just getting that to spark up for yourself at the moment, however you want to do that. All right. Okay, Libra, what's going on for Libra with love and romance? Love and romance for our Libra. Beware of codependency, Libra. Addictive behaviors are affecting your romantic life. And do you know what? You don't even know about these, to be completely honest. You don't actually know about these, or you're just not consciously recognizing these as addictive behaviors. For a lot of you, these are either, I'm feeling it's more so along the lines of something addictive behavior, rather than codependency strictly. So it's things like somebody just needs to have something a certain way every single time, and it's just that addiction to, it's kind of like an addiction to having things my own way, an addiction to this has got to be like this, or addiction to just a routine that this is the way things have got to be. I feel like it's got something to do with like it's an organization addiction of some form, that things have got to be in a very set way or a set order. Like I have to have my coffee, and then I don't know why I'm feeling like we should flare this up, because that's exactly what I do every single morning. I have my set order. I have to, I have to get up. I have to make my coffee. Is the very first thing I go and do, is I go and turn on the kettle, and I turn on the oven, like the stove light, right at the same time. The oven and the kettle, the oven light and the kettle on. While my kettle is boiling, I start doing my child's lunch for school, and then the second my coffee is boiled and I make my coffee, I'll have one mouthful. I have to go outside, have a cigarette, Yes, I know, horrible. There's my addiction, dependency on nicotine. You know, no one's perfect, right, guys? But that's my routine. And then if I don't have a shower, in first thing in the morning as well, my day does not go right. I do not have a good day. It's you know, if I don't have the coffee, the smoke, and then the shower, my day is all out of order. So I'm the last one to, you know, judge the organizational addiction stuff, but it's coming through as it's actually to the point where it's affecting your romantic life here. So it does need looking at in that sense. You know, I don't have a partner, but if I did have a partner and they were, you know, obviously, you know, there was something that I needed to step in and change about that routine, that would definitely be something I would be willing to, you know, take on board. You know, might probably have to make 2 coffees instead to start with, right? We also have deception, though, as well here. Someone is wearing a mask in this relationship. I don't feel as though it's like out and out deceptive behavior or horrible behavior. I feel like it's more along the lines of somebody is hiding the fact how much this addictive behavior is affecting them. So whether that's you or this person. So I don't know whether it's the person, you know, with the addiction that is hiding the addiction quite as much, or whether this is somebody hiding how they feel about seeing that addictive behavior happening. All right. So we're just going to use the example of routine that I just sort of spoke about. Okay. So we're just going to use that as our example, but it obviously could be a lot of different things here. And for some of you, it actually definitely could be, you know, codependency issues or, you know, actual addictions coming into play here, and somebody's hiding that addiction. But, you know, it would be, as the example, it would be as though, you know, if I had a partner and I actually went out of my way to hide the fact that I need things in that order. You know, if I just sort of, I don't even know an example here of how you would be deceptive about that. Maybe I would like try to wake up before them so that they couldn't see that I was doing that every single morning and that I needed that structure. Otherwise, things didn't feel right. You know, but maybe that would be a good example of me trying to deceive somebody that I'm not affected by that structure and needing that specific set routine. I would try to avoid them seeing it altogether. You know, so things like that. And, you know, maybe, you know, certain people, it's certain just random little things, because, you know, if you are somebody that you have to stir your spoon a certain direction, and you know, if you're watching somebody and they're stirring their spoon the wrong way, you're like hiding from them how much that is actually irritating you, and you're not letting them see that you actually come over after they leave the kitchen. You come over and you just have to be like, in your brain, just to make sure that, look, I respun it the right way. It's like you're not even actually spinning it, but you're just like, in your brain, you're changing it so that it fits you. You know, so something along those lines. It's not feeling like anything horrible, you know, but it is just something there being hidden about how much this is, like, I feel like it's just because it stresses somebody out, and they just, like, so if you're looking at your partner and you're like, every time I pick up a spoon like this, they give me this weird look. Maybe that's why. There's maybe something about that, and like watch and like observe and see how they do it, and you know, try to match that a little bit more, because I feel like you're just sort of setting them off, and it's like, it's actually to the point where it's affecting the romantic life, because it's like it's being hidden, but it's just like it's something that, you know, one of them things where it's like just, you know, eventually we're going to have that straw that, you know, one time it's just going to be enough, and they'll be like, enough, I can't handle it, get that spoon in the other hand, you know, stir the other way, and it'll just evolve into this massive big thing, and you'll be like, what was that? Why I didn't even know it was an issue. You know, so just pay a little bit of attention to things like that. But what's going on for Libra when it comes to intimacy, physical and emotional intimacy for Libra? What does Libra need to know right now in regard to physical and emotional intimacy? Just positive energy here. We have the tree. Okay. Normally the tree does talk about healing, growth, and taking care of oneself. I do just feel as though for you here, it is just talking about, growth of intimacy, an opportunity to branch out and create more intimacy between yourself and others, regardless of whether it's, platonic or loved one, like lover. I'm just sort of feeling you being a little bit more intimate and hugging people a little bit more and just touching people a little bit more and just letting people know that you care and that, being a little bit more open and vulnerable, in order to be a little bit more intimate with people. So you are just sort of trying to grow intimacy between yourself and others just in general, and make others feel comfortable to be more intimate with you. We have the fish here, okay, so we do see an increase there, an abundance, okay, a wealth of physical and emotional intimacy in your life this week. All right, so get on that, Libra. I want to say for some of you, get on that. We see the cross as well. So I do feel that for, like, significantly, we are seeing emotional intimacy being at the forefront for you this week, with the tree and the cross. That sort of both connect a lot more to emotional intimacy for me rather than the physical. But the fish there does sort of say, get on that, bring it all together with the physical stuff as well, because we are seeing a very strong spiritual connection. It's time to just sort of let go of responsibilities and just have fun and just go with the intimate stuff. Just be intimate rather than allowing responsibilities to blur the intimacy a little bit here. A very strong spiritual connection, between yourself and somebody here, because, with the tree and the cross, and the fish in the center of those, we are seeing a wealth and abundance of spiritual energy, of destiny, between yourself and somebody around you. So, there's a lot of intimacy there for the taking. So, have trust, have faith that you are actually able to open up a little bit more and become more intimate, especially emotionally, with others around you at the moment. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Go back and check the shadow work reading out for the full moon, and I will see you all again soon.